are becoming silent, but the authors are not here yet. Yeah, here's one. Yay! There are your seats. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Thank you to those of you watching at home. It's a blustering day in Chipuktuk, which is part of the unceded and stolen land of Mi'kma'ki. Canadian publishing, since its inception, has been part of a nation-building project, producing cultural forms as a settler nation over top of already existing cultural forms, which have continued to exist despite that, despite the colonial efforts to destroy and erase them. My name is Fazila Jiwa. I work as an editor at Fernwood Publishing. We have much work ahead of us in trying to extricate ourselves from this settler nation-building project. And part of how we attempt this is by publishing books that critique the status quo and that imagine new ways of living justly, like this one. So welcome to the launch of Frequently Asked White Questions. I'm going to say thank you to Bus Stop for hosting us and Venus Envy for selling books for us. There are books outside, which you will be able to buy later, and the authors will be doing a signing here after the show. Thank you also to Sam, who's going to be taking photographs. If anyone doesn't want to take their photograph taken, could you please raise your hand so Sam could see? Okay, just that guy over there. The bathrooms are outside. The exit is, I think, the way you came. There might be one over there, too. I should have probably figured that out first. Basically, we're going to have some poetry. We're going to have some stand-up comedy, and we're going to have some hip-hop. And after that, the authors are going to come together and talk to you. If there's time, we'll do some questions and answers, and otherwise, have a great time outside. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce, as if she needs an introduction, Elle Jones. I was going to read your bio, but I feel like we don't even need to. Okay, so poet, journalist, professor, activist living in Halifax, Nova Scotia. She teaches at Mount St. Vincent University, where she was named the 15th Nancy's Chair in Women's Studies in 2017. She was Halifax Poet Laureate from 2013 to 2015, and she's the author of Live from the African Resistance and a new book called Abolitionist Intimacies Outside. You can purchase that one. And we all know her work focuses on prison abolition, feminism, anti-racism, and decolonization. Give it up for Elle.
Thank you, Fazila. And Fazila has just been so amazing with my book and everybody's books, doing all the editing. We love you, Fazila. And thank you, Ajay and Alex. I'm going to do two. One's in, I was only supposed to do one, but whatever. Okay. I'm going to do this one first, and then I'll do the one I was asked to do. I like doing this one. We're in labor stuff, so this was actually for the Racially Visible Caucus, and I like it, so I'm going to do it for you. Can't do without us. We've been central. Yes, we know that we're essential. Work us to death, and yet in general denied benefits, pensions, dental. Treat us like we're instrumental, like a pencil or utensil. You may not own us, but we're still rentals. History changed the way you tell it. Write us off and say you founded black servants who never counted. Indigenous land is your surroundings. A Sherpa led you up that mountain. The high-rises glitter through our downtown. A janitor pushes a mop around. Without us, you can't get off the ground. Without us, you would not survive. The retail workers and delivery drivers skip the dishes, skip the lineup, call someone aisle 5 for cleanup. Manager tells us to speed up. Just sit back and put your feet up. One of us will come to sweep up. We climb the ladder while you leap up. Inch by inch, we try to creep up. We're the storm inside the teacup. Mind the kids, assist the teachers, cashier, cabbie, nanny, cleaners. Don't acknowledge, but you need us. Don't acknowledge, but you need us. Can't do without us. Been the leaders, resist against the overseers. Built this country before you freed us. Chloe Cooley, Angelique, Richard Preston, Thomas Peters, railway porters on those sleepers, elders and the knowledge keepers, powwow dancers sent to heal us. Look through history how they treat us. Sick lumber workers cut the cedars. History books will never speak it. One Chinese railroad worker dead for every meter. Internment for the Japanese. Jewish workers in the factory. Sweatshop workers sew your sneakers. Slave catchers patrol police us. Lock us up for misdemeanors. Simply for our skin and features. Catch us up in your procedures. Still, we all remain the dreamers. Immigrants and refugees from the mailroom to the corner office, still they always profit off us. They hire us, they say they're cautious, giving us a lower offer. Wage gap, resume is tossed, doesn't change when we're white collar. We work for pennies on the dollar, say hijab just makes them bothered. The way they treat us, that's unlawful. That's why we joined the racial caucus, like the ones who came before us, carry best in those who taught us. Don't give in, get a lawyer, black class action, fight the system, strike, petition, lawsuit, sit in. Without demands, they'll never listen. Bromley, Armstrong, we're your children. Lynn Jones, too, and Jan Simpson unionize the whole damn building. One, then two, and then a million. No more temps, interns, and fill-ins. Solidarity is a given. We're done code switching, trying to fit in. No more deals that try to cheat us. Pay us if you want to keep us. Work twice as hard. Overachievers can't admit it, but you need us. Can't admit it, but you need us. Can't do without us on your committees. Civil service secretaries, administrators do the spreadsheets. Only know our value once you leave us without us. Who would plan for February? Emotional labor keeps us busy. EDIA to gild their lilies. This nonsense, it could drive us silly, except we know our labor history. Or should I take it back to treaties, gave their aid to Europeans. In return, they got diseases, but you never can delete us. Domestic workers from West Indies, nannies from the Philippines. Status for all is what we need. Bring us from across the ocean, can't do without us. We're not tokens. Rebellions in our hemoglobin. Lift the signs and shout the slogans. No justice while the land is stolen. All this oppression, we're unbroken. Tired of how it goes unspoken. Foreign qualifications, no promotions. Natural hair cause a commotion. Somehow we're just never chosen. Say we're angry when we show emotion. Say you don't accept our diplomas. When it comes to us, the doors aren't open. When it comes to us, the money's frozen. When it comes to us, a secret quota. We rose up in Minnesota, Standing Rock in South Dakota. Now here comes another quota. Pay us what you know you owe us. Reparations, settlement, grievance, divide and rule won't come between us. Mi'kmaq fisheries will feed us with this sovereign land beneath us. Fight before they leave us treeless. Fight before the pipelines reach us. Fight on land that's still unseeded. Stand together. You can't beat us. You might pretend that you can't see us, but don't forget it, that you need us, can't do without us. Because you need us built this whole damn thing. You best believe it. All right, and I'm going to do this old one. This is an oldie but a goodie. Canada is so polite. My voice is so shot from a week on the road. Canada is so polite. It's like someone bumps into, oh wait, Fazila, you should fucking tape this so that then you can show it to the people for the book. Because I didn't do the audition thing. Okay. For the audio book, you should like tape it. Okay. Sorry. Pause, just ignore the backstage banter. Okay. All right. Canada is so polite. It's like someone bumps into us in the Tim Hortons line and we say sorry. We're always saying sorry. Well, I mean, not to the indigenous people for stealing their land. And Harper only kind of apologized to residential schools while crossing the fingers on his hand. And not to Angelique, who we hanged. And not to everyone we bombed in Afghanistan. And not for the internment of the Japanese or for the deaths on the railroad built by the Chinese. And not for breaking the treaties or racist immigration policies, but we're so polite. We always say please. Well, not to our migrant workers or imported nannies, but they should get down on their knees because Canada is the promised land. No, there was no slavery, just the Underground Railroad. So forget about the ads for runaway slaves in the Halifax newspapers. Canada is a safe haven for lazy immigrants who come here and we just give you welfare earned by hard-working white taxpayers because Canada is so white. Just rosy-cheeked white people playing in the snow and the ice. Just snowshoeing and canoeing all day and night. And okay, those things were stolen from Indigenous people too, but we invented hockey, right? Oh wait, it was Black people who invented the slap shot and butterfly goaltending. Well, we hide that all out of sight. And that's why Canada is so quiet, because everyone in Canada is so nice. And let's not mention the Shelburne race riots, or cross burnings, or Africville, or 2,000 missing and murdered Indigenous women, but there's no genocide. It's rude to raise your voice in Canada. So let's just smile. Canadians aren't racist. We're peacekeepers. We're civilized. And Don Cherry's a national icon, but Canadians aren't violent or bigots. That's just hockey fights. Canadians are perky. No, there's no dirty secrets here. Canada is just quirky. Like we say Z and not Z. But if you talk about racism, we'll be like Z. There's no need for that here. Canada is never abusive. Canada is so inclusive. Canada is so inclusive, and the proof is that we let other people be here. It's like, I just stole your land, and now I'm throwing a party, but you can stand at the back if you show us ID. It's like, I just put you in the hospital, but here, let me start you an IV. It's like, what are you complaining for? You got 6 weeks of the Book of Negroes on TV. It's like, we're going to hoard all the toys. We might just give you one if you ask us nicely. It's like, we could acknowledge you have things to offer us, but that's not likely. It's like PK Subban. We might let you be on the Olympic hockey team if you just stop being so black. I mean, so cocky. It's not about race. It's your character. It's just your attitude. We're not saying anything ugly. We just don't want you to embarrass the country. You should realize you're so lucky. It's not like America here. There's no history of segregation. That's why we wear Canadian flags in our backpacks when we travel abroad, because Canada has such a good reputation. Okay, we get to travel. You probably don't, but you just don't know how to teach English to those Asians or build houses in Africa. The country, of course, not the continent. Canadians are helpful because Canada is so tolerant, which means we know your culture is worse than ours, but we let you do your primitive things because Canada is so confident that we know better than you because our way of doing things is just dominant. We even let you wear your hijab, unless it's Quebec. It's just unfortunate that your culture makes you so oppressed. It's not about racism. It's just about respect for our shared values. But we like your little costumes. They're so colorful because Canada is multicultural. We just wish that all you people of color could be more punctual. It's just that white culture is just more functional. But we just love diversity and forget about how the majority of the country votes conservative. It's just amazing that so many different cultures go to our child's nursery. But then we complain when you get an affirmative action bursary. Canada's multicultural as long as you put white people first. We like your food, fun, and fashion, but past that, isn't it kind of like racism in reverse? I mean, it's so unfair how Black and Native people get free university. We just want to make sure that everyone's worthy because Canada has so much courtesy. We speak English and French. Okay, not perfectly. Okay, most people only know the French words for cereals, but let's not be absurd. This is still an English country, or haven't you heard? There's no distinct societies in Canada. And that's why Canada is so bland. Nothing to see here, just miles upon miles of stolen Indigenous land. Just fishermen and farmers and maple syrup because that's Canada's brand. Just fields of wheat and outdoor ice rinks in all thy son's command. No, there's no guns and violence here, just socialist health care plans. And just ignore the environmental damage of the oil sands because Canada is so grand, so good at perpetuating this international scam, so sincere at pretending there's no blood on our hands because Canada's not like that. Canada's white as a lamb. And those other people, they're so angry. But true Canadians just don't understand. Thank you for having me. Congratulations on the book. Thank you so much for all your friendship and support over the years. You're among the people that really held me down. It's an honor to be here tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you, Elle. For the last decade, Chanel Freire has had the pleasure of telling jokes all over Atlantic Canada. She finds her humor in the darker areas of life and is never at a loss for material with society crumbling beautifully around her. When she's not connecting with strangers in the cozy boat halls of Minto or the fire halls of Sydney, she can be found making miniatures in silence while planning her commune. Yes, you are invited. Chanel has been part of the Halifax Comedy Festival, the Hubcap Comedy Festival, and can be found on Sirius Radio as well as Spotify. Thank you, Chanel.
Keep it going for everyone you just saw, for Fazila, for Elle. Comedy always feels so out of place for me in amongst the arts, but it is. It's such a weird art form. You just say your thoughts and people are like, yeah, we'll listen for some reason. I love that. It's amazing. And my name is Chanel, so I was destined for stage, as you can tell. I don't have the body or the confidence to dance, so here I am with jokes in the dark. It's fun. Yeah. And I was raised in St. John, New Brunswick. Have you ever been there? Yeah, that's a lot of enthusiasm if you've been there. That's a lot. Yeah, I was like, they don't like us there. It's not good. But growing up named Chanel in St. John was adorable. It's just a concise way of saying my mother wanted things our family had never fucking had. It's essentially what it meant. She had high hopes for a little fetus, just trying to make her proud. I don't know. So how's everyone doing right now in the new normal? Checking in. How's your heart? How's your head? Doing okay? Trying your best? Are you like me? Is the universe handing you growth to go with your growth so that you can learn from all your lessons? Anyone else? It's fun. It's like being in a rock tumbler. I love it. Just tuck your legs in so they don't get ripped off on coral. You'll be okay. It's all right. I don't know. I've just been trying. I'm like entering into winter, and I always like, whatever I enter into winter, like I'm going to be a worse creature by spring. So like I'm trying to get my shit together right now. And I got off the bus, maritime bus, which I took to get here from St. John. It's an 8-hour bus ride, and that's a level of hell Dante didn't talk much about, but it's real. It's for real. And so I landed at Tim Hortons. All I wanted was 2 fruit explosion muffins, 2 coffees, get off to my friend, okay? And I tried this new thing lately where I'm having compassion for people. I suggest you try it. And you're like, I'm a nice person. Try practicing non-judgment. Yeah, you're an asshole like the rest of us. It's great. But I'm trying to just assume that everyone's doing their best. And yeah, some people's best sucks and it may ruin your best, but that's their best, and here we are. So that's where I was at in the lineup of Tim Hortons down by the bus terminal, and all I wanted was those 2 muffins, 2 coffees, no big deal. So I said to the lady, yeah, just 2 coffees, 2 fruit explosions, and I'll be on my way. She said, no problem. She made my coffee, she put them behind her, and she walked away. And she took out her phone. Bless. And I was like, you know what? Her life is intricate. I don't know much about it. Maybe something important's happening. I'll just wait. So I said, yeah, if I could just get my coffee and the muffins, that'd be great. She came over. She was upset. She gave me my coffee. I bothered her. So I was like, okay, start over again. Compassion. She's doing her best. And I was like, yeah, if I could just get those 2 muffins, that'd be great. She looks at me and she goes, yeah, we don't have any. She and I are separated only by a glass case holding the muffins in question, okay? I can see them, there's 7. So I was like, actually, there's quite a few. If you could just put 2 in one bag, that'd be great. And she's like, yeah, sorry, I've got a bad memory. So I was like, that may be so, but we're using our eyes right now. If you give me 2 muffins, I'll be on my way. And I got outside, and I felt like an asshole, though, because I didn't extend compassion. I let her break me, and it dawned on me on the walk to my friends that maybe she wasn't an idiot, you know? Maybe she wasn't confusing sight and memory. Maybe for the first time in a Tim Hortons lineup, she was saying, I've got a bad memory. And she was trying to connect. And I was like, fuck you, bitch, no time for this. And I just walked out, all mad. So I'm doing my best. I'm trying. It's hard. We're getting there. Buddha and I have chats every morning. I don't know. I'm in a weird place in my life. I don't know if any of you actually listened during your time out with the entire world, but I sure did. And I reemerged a totally different person. I'm trying to find my new place in the world. And oddly enough, at 36 years old, a big change was dick pics are my favorite thing. I know, I would have never believed it. If you had told me this 3 years ago, there's no way in hell, because up until then, dicks, not so great. You know, cocktography, not high art. They don't photograph well. They don't look great. They're like vampires. They need an invitation, you know? It's not, they look something from the deep ocean. They don't look great in a photograph. And like, I'm not hating them. Like, I understand their purpose. If I was the owner operator of a dick, I'd fire off a few. I would. I know it. Because like, I understand the mentality. You know, you got hard one moment. The light hit it just right. You're like, this thing's fucking rad. She's gonna love it. And you just send it on your way. You don't really think about it. And if we know you and you've been witty or endearing, sure, fire that over. We'll love it. If we've never heard the tone of your voice, no thanks. Not so good. Rogue dick coming at you raw with no backstory, doesn't work. It's gotten no one wet. It's a very scary thing. But at 36, when COVID was raging, and I realized, like, going out, it's not just awkward. Like, I have to shave 70% of my body, take public transit, maybe get COVID, shoot me the schematics on that thing. You know what I mean? I want to see. Is it worth it? Are you worth the razor burn? What's going on? You know? I'm not here to shame. I just want answers. Like, I'm committed. It's not good. But what I discovered last winter was in St. John, New Brunswick, there's a lot of like grade A D growing out of total assholes. I didn't meet a single person, but I'm saving them in a folder. I know. And I will share. Don't worry, because I'm saving up for a 3D printer. Oh my God. It's like Pokemon. I got to catch them all. It's not good. If you sent me an unsolicited dick pic, that's my copyright. I will distribute, just so you know. So if you're going to do that, angles are important. The robot needs numbers. That undershot, I never get that. I need that. Because, like, dick pics are important. Like, you learn a lot, you know? Like, is your living room dirty? Like, what kind of socioeconomic status are you in? I don't know. I like those sorts of things. Because, like, dating is kind of dangerous right now. It used to be awkward. Now it's deadly. Like, my last hookup fucked me like I owed him money, and I don't know why. Is anyone else experiencing that? Like, we gotta calm down. Like, it's not Uber Eats, we're people, you know? Like, it's not a good thing. Like, I was raised United Pentecostal. I know. Does that make more sense now? Yeah. If you don't know what they are, long hair, long skirt, no joy. Those guys, loved it. Jesus, big fan. Growing up, huge fan. So when we got to high school and everyone started sleeping with their boyfriends, and my God, super weird about it, we're not allowed. What do you do, guys? Suck dick for Jesus, right? Don't quote me on it. I think it's in Leviticus. I don't know. I got it. I read between the lines, and that's what I came out with. You love your boyfriend. You love God. Don't put it in your fun hole. Suck dick for Jesus. So I got out into the dating world. I was just like, this is an act of love that surely will always be loving. Wow, the etiquette out there is crazy. How can you ruin a gift so thoroughly, gentlemen? Like, chill out. I don't understand getting involved in any way, shape, or form. Like, I've been calling it skull fucking. Yeah, feel the tension in the room? Accurate. These are not bad guys doing bad things at all. These are normal guys checking out for just a quick second, okay? Getting your dick sucked. You love it. Treat her like a fleshlight. Takes a second. No big deal for you. Our experience slightly different, you know? You're enjoying it, hands are in your hair, all of a sudden you are dying for no reason at all. It's a very strange experience. I'm like, it's a gift, you're ruining it. Gotta chill out, guys. It's not good. And the other thing that I knew about, but I was shocked by, was the choking fetish. Are you familiar with it? If you're in the room and you're like, what is she talking about? Kids are choking the shit at each other right now. It's a new thing. It's fun. I can feel the tension in the room. I get it. Yeah. Maybe you're new to it, or maybe it's your favorite thing. I don't care. I welcome you to do either side. My whole thing was I thought when it came about there'd be a we conversation, because you guys murder us quite a bit. So I always thought there'd be like a little nod, like you are indeed safe. Because it's weird, because like the first time you have someone inside you and they wrap their murder mitts around your throat, start squeezing your life out, it's actually hard to say that's not my kink whilst fighting for your life. It's crazy. 1 minute you're about to come, the next minute you're like, this is what Oprah warned you about. It's not good. I can tell this audience is different from the pub, because you're like, why would anyone treat somebody like that? And I love that about you. I can like literally see compassion in your eyes. She's like, I would never do that. Yeah, spread that. That's amazing. That's so good. Because that is not what's happening out there, which is why I am welcoming the dick pics. I'm screening them out right now. It's not good. I've actually been trying to come up with like a 3-room system to replace the whole bar scene. I am not good at the bar. I have no social skills. I realize the irony of that while standing in front of you right now, but I don't know if you tried to talk to me before the show. You'll understand. Doesn't go well. Not great. This is all I got. So it's not good. So I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know exactly how to meet new people, but I thought this. So I don't drink, so it's going to be a 3-room system. First room, candlelight. We all look sexy. Who doesn't look good in candlelight, right? No big deal. If you find someone you kind of like, make eye contact with them, hug them. Hug it out. That's that first room. 20 seconds minimum. I know. It's a long time. You got to get your nooks up in their crannies and see if you like it, like on a lizard brain level. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Like when you want to crawl inside your partner for no reason at all, that's what we're looking for. Room number 2, no big deal. Chit chat, grammar check. YOU apostrophe RE, YOUR. What's up? No big deal. You know? No big deal. It takes a second, saves a lot of time. Third room. It's a little vulgar, I promise. It's in the name of science. This is not foreplay. Just boop, genital grab. In, boop, out, okay? You're not here to test the waters. You're just seeing what's up. Because I've discovered that the dick lottery is cruel, and I don't want to lose anymore. Yeah, and you're like, what's the dick lottery? Well, let me tell you. You've done your best, okay? You went to the club. You picked someone. They look good. They smell good. They probably wash their balls. You're in, right? That's the dick lottery. You've played. You've spun. The wheel is going. You get back. Woo, what's mine for the night? If it is not to your liking, that's too bad for you. What are you going to do? You don't reject a naked man, right? Please don't. Suicide prevention. Don't reject a naked man. That's his dick for life. You be nice now, okay? You lied about your sister's dumb haircut. You lie about his weird dick for the rest of his life. He'll jump off high things. Don't do that. It's not nice. It's not good. But I say this because there's a lot of good D and they're supposed to correlate. But in between, there are some miscommunications. And I clearly had an experience that I will tell you about because it's a lot to handle. So I was dating a guy for a little while and we did not sleep together. Why? Don't do that. Don't do that. Victorian era is over. Shake hands, bump uglies, then get dinner. You're hungry, you've earned it, okay? Don't build a rapport. I knew what kind of sandwiches he liked when he was sick before I knew what he was packing, and I regret that, okay? Dicks are organic, and I get it. They're all beautiful. I'm going to pop them in my mouth. No worries, okay? Not here to judge. But I've seen a left lane. I've seen a right lane. No big deal. I've never seen a right turn before. Remember math? Remember 90 degrees? Remember never seeing a corner on a penis before? Now we're all up to speed. So he disrobes, I'm met with that. He's not bothered. I'm taking my cues from him. So I'm like, maybe it's no big deal. Maybe it's like a kink in the pipe. It's going to work itself out. Boop, no big deal. Just calm down. But he wasn't saying anything. Things were getting red. Things were getting swollen. There was a white spot forming. I don't know what was happening over here, but it had its full attention. And I was like, I'm a good Christian girl, so I'm sucking dick and doing trigonometry. Like I said, I'm like, what am I going to do with this? But it bothered me because you have to be present in sex. Like I said, we're not Uber Eats. This is like a pretty intimate exchange. If that is what you're dealing with, it just takes a minute to say. Like if I had a sideways vagina, I'd be like, hey, it's winking at you hella weird. I know. Works fine. Have at her. Right? That took what? 2 seconds? We're right back in it? Made me so mad because I didn't know if I was going to hurt him, what was going on. It just bothered me. It was like that screen in Tetris. You know? It's full. We're waiting for that one piece. High score. We know. Where are my 80s babies at? They're just about to like come just when that screen goes alone. And that weird oblong half turn comes down, plugs the hole. What do? Go home and masturbate. That's what I did. But yeah, my new system, I think that'll iron it out. You guys seem like you're happily paired off. Is that the energy I'm feeling right there? They're like, you seem like you've lost a lot of hope. I'm like, yeah, that's accurate. That's not good. It's not good at all. I don't know. It's problematic. The problem is that it's mating season right now. Are you aware of that? We're about to be snowed in with people. It's on. Okay? In the summer, you flirt, you date whoever. But you're about to be snowed in with that choice. Like, a bad winter will ruin a good couple if you don't pick right. Like, you love them in the fall. And then you stare out at their lovely little face all winter over the table, and you're just waiting for the ground to thaw so you can bury them. That's essentially my experience. So this year I'm trying to do it differently, but the beards are already coming in too thick. It's too fast, too soon. Beards are Spanx for men, and we don't even talk about it. It's crazy to me what you guys can pack under there. Entire personalities can be hidden under there. And I say that because I love like a good dense beard. And my ex had one. I saw him from across the bar, thick, dense beard, okay? Small bird could comfortably live in there. No one would know. I saw him, I was like, I know his sweat smells like toasted wood chips. You know what I mean? Like, oh, fucking love that in a man. So, not great. We started dating. There was a lease involved when he shaved. And he looked like Earthworm Jim. Aww. So cute. Just like a little face just gently sloping into a chest. I was like, aw. I've got a weak jaw. He looks like that. Our kids would have to be lampreys. It's not good. It's not good at all. So I don't know. It's hard, though, because that's my favorite kind of guy. Like, I love a woodsy guy. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to go out. They're going to gather firewood. They're going to build a table from that firewood. And then they're going to fuck you on that table with the same skill and gusto. I'm into that. Like, if you're in the crowd and you know what a dovetail joint is, come find me after the show. It's a tight fit. It's a tight fit. I don't know. I got to leave you on something that I hope. I'm like, I got to do something. You can't walk up after Al Jones and just do nothing. I was like, I didn't even want to be here anymore. I was like, they got the order wrong. I have to hide under my chair. So good. But I am excited because I feel like I'm absorbing goddess energy just being here. Like our period's synced up, so we're really close now. You know what I mean? Like, I love that because I need more women in my life. Like, men die 10 to 20 years before we do. Like, that's a long time to stare out over your quilt at a bunch of women you got stuck with but never chose. You know what I mean? Like, who are you? Harold's ex-wife? Great. That's awesome. Harold didn't even stick around, and now I'm here with you. That's awesome. So I'm trying now. I only need, like, 3 to 5. Like, someone to help me bury my husband, you know? Pick 'em right, no questions asked. That's what I'm looking for. Call in the middle of the night. Yeah, exactly. We got good, strong, digging arms. I like that in a friend. Because as I've gotten older, I've realized, like, those are the relationships that carry us the most. Like, Disney said it was our prince, but it's actually our ladies holding us together. But I don't really have a lot of them. Because I came up in the scary feminism, where we weren't allowed to like ourselves or each other. Remember that? Where Cosmo was like, turn to page 7 and see if you deserve to live. Yeah. They're like, little tip, you don't. Just so you know. You want to lose 50 pounds this weekend? Just cut your fucking legs off. I loved it. It was a good time. So like someone like Elle, for example, 10 years ago would have crushed everything about me because I'd be like, well, now I feel dumb and I don't feel as good. She makes me feel small. Obviously, she's a bitch. Fuck her and all her friends, you know? It was so fucking stupid. Held us back more than corsets, and I think it's over now. Like, now we get to celebrate each other. I'm allowed to be enough, and you too, turns out. Oh my God, this whole time. I loved it. And I don't know how they convinced us for so long that, like, we shouldn't live in community because our periods do, in fact, sync up, which is, like, that's crazy. Like, men don't even realize that's real. That's society and biology coming together. They're like, we don't have time for 31 days of chaos. We don't. We have 1 week of hysteria. Get it all out, and then roll up your bed mat, Becky. It's time to build a mud hut. You know what I mean? We had shit to do. So I don't know. Exactly. So I will leave you on this. I'm trying to quit smoking. Anyone else in the crowd trying? No? You don't seem like a smoking crowd. If I'm being totally honest, I didn't see you out front. That's fine. So I Google things all the time to help with my resolve. So I'll leave you with this tip in case you're trying to quit. So women who smoke for prolonged periods of time, we absorb nicotine in the vagina. I know. You absorb it in your hair, you absorb it all over, but particularly in the fun meat, and I don't know why. Don't worry, though. It's not dangerous. It's like the aspartame in your spinal column. It just makes you modern. It's not, science said, not dangerous. Layer it all up. It's fine. Makes you strong. But I was like, that's an amazing anti-smoking campaign for women. Forget the patch, switch to snatch. Both parties get their fix. Yeah, bright new day for the sisterhood. I'm excited. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. Have a good night.
Thank you, Chanel. Goodbye, children. Okay. this is a community event. The next performer is General Khan. General Khan is a local artist and community organizer born and raised in Chibuktuk. For General Khan, poetry is an expression that is tied to her identity as a displaced Pashtun. Her debut album, Wrath of Khan, released last year, and her art style is influenced by her lived experiences with oppression, such as white supremacy, colonialism, displacement, racism, Islamophobia, disability justice, and more. And General Khan is also a local community organizer. Those closest to her know that her big smile has an even bigger heart.
I'm trying to stop laughing. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to follow all that, but hi, everybody. I'm General Khan. You might know me as Masuma. You might know me as the person on the megaphone. You might know me as that Dalhousie student. You might know me as a bus stop board member. What? Yeah, you might know me as that Muslim woman that every white person hates. So here I am, gonna do 2 songs for you. The first one is called Point of View. I mean, I feel like we're taught that there's only one point of view. It's my way or the highway. And I don't know, there's something called intersectionality. Thank you, Dr. Kimberly Crenshaw. So yeah, let's hit it, and hopefully I don't fuck up. Let's go. Oh, we're also gonna do a check. Do you wanna play that for a second, and then I can check a little bit? Turn that up. Turn it up a little bit more. Turn me up. Hey, hey, what's your point of view? Hey, hey, what you wanna do? Oh, you like that? Yeah, I like it too. Oh, you like that? Yeah, I like it too. Hey, hey, what's your point of view? Hey, hey, what you wanna do? Oh, you like that? Yeah, I like it too. Oh, you like that? Yeah, I like it too. It's a 3-stripe fit, not a checklist. I don't like it when they check us in the boxes. I dream bigger than your heart can hold, lost in space since I was Pisces years old. Lo and behold, a fortress of magnitude you can't subdue. Liberation is radical. You're telling me my dreams have to be practical when all these global systems are tyrannical. Point of view more than 2. Many layers to you, nothing we haven't been through before. They stop me at the border, call me a foreigner, cause I question why they slaughter us. Me uncivilized, y'all dishonor us. You place yourself on a pedestal way over us. You find peace all up in our brokenness. My Islam be anti-racist, anti-capitalist. Hey, hey, what's your point of view? Hey, hey, what you wanna do? Oh, you like that? Yeah, I like it too. Oh, you like that? Yeah, I like it too. Hey, hey, what's your point of view? Hey, hey, what you wanna do? Oh, you like that? Yeah, I like it too. Oh, you like that? Yeah, I like it too. Matriarchs lead the way to heaven's gate. Judgment day, corporations trying to have it your way like it's BK. But our history predates all these modern states. Lay my body to rest in my land. Is my one wish reunited at long last. Sand in my fist, handcuffed away. No citizenship, watch us bleed out as they slit our wrists. Tell me this, do you question fascist governments and borderlines? Drew a line over my tribe to divide. And in time we would fight more with one another. So let's fight amongst and listen to each other's tongues. Let the West steal oil and fill our hands with guns. Don't need more bloodshed. I look back at what I read and it said that's right. I'd rather be dead than have a master over my head. Hey, hey, what you wanna do? Hey, hey, what you wanna do? Oh, you like that? Yeah, I like it too. Oh, you like that? Yeah, I like it too. Hey, hey, what's your point of view? Hey, hey, what you wanna do? Oh, you like that? Yeah, I like it too. Oh, you like that? Yeah, I like it too. What's your point of view, y'all? You tell me. Do you believe in reverse racism? Fuck that. All right. All right. Sorry I fucked up with that one. I got
constant cotton mouth. I don't know what's wrong with me. Should be a medical condition or something. This next one is called change. I feel like when we talk about change, most people think about money, but I'm talking about real change that we can make in community, and it takes all of us to do that together. So let's drop that beat.
Making change on my mind. Change you can modify. Change you can quantify. Look, making change on my mind. Change you can modify. Change you can quantify. Look, making change on my mind. Change you can modify. Change you can quantify. Look, making change on my mind. Change you can modify. Change you can quantify. Look,
Hear me out and listen close. A-cab, now you know. My truth is ruthless, my existence resistance. What of the day is persistence. Open sesame, I die for my legacies. Give it all I got till there's no heart left in me. Who's gonna check for me and what is left for me? It's all gone. White supremacy did the globe harm. Who am I? And where's my mother tongue? It'll be your own brother that'll come for ya. On God, I'm ready though. You about to learn today. What you reap is what you sow. Roosters come home to roost. Won't catch me in no toothy moose, but you catch these hands and knock your head loose. Oh, she lost a tooth, and him maybe two. Don't question me, this I had to do. Making change on my mind. Change you can modify. Change you can quantify. Look, making change on my mind. Change you can modify. Change you can quantify. Look, making change on my mind. Change you can modify. Change you can quantify. Look, making change on my mind. Change you can modify. Change you can quantify. Look, alter my ego to hide my face. I go steady. You can't keep my pace, my traces traceless, places placeless, Pashtun pains, diaspora displacement, violence causing frustration, anger in my veins. I maintain any means necessary from Detroit Red to Malcolm X. It all changed when I saw through the lies you fed. Let me rephrase it, you ain't worth all the praises. You in the chasing cloud phases. Let's face it, I blaze through all these racist white mazes. Giving my all is a daily occasion. I do my thing so they up late pacing. No vacation, it's me they anticipated. I don't play games, but I make plays. Whole city speaking on my name like making change on my mind. Change you can modify. Change you can quantify. Look, making change on my mind. Change you can modify. Change you can quantify. Look, making change on my mind. Change you can modify. Change you can quantify. Look, making change on my mind. Change you can modify. Change you can quantify. When I say general, you say con. General, general. When I say general, you say con. General, general. That's me, y'all. That's me, that's me. Thank you, thank you. I have some things in the works. I'm dropping an EP in December. I don't know, date undisclosed. It's called On God, and it's really focused on dealing with racist white people at work and living through that. And then, you know, God willing, I'll have another album dropping in March on Nowruz, which is the Persian New Year, or also the New Year in Afghanistan. So I'm hoping that it brings new life, new blessings to us. Thank you for having me. Congrats on your book. I'm so happy to be in community with both of you, and I'm excited to hear more. All right.
Thank you, Masuma, General Khan. Bye, Jason. Those children. Okay, so without further ado, let's welcome Alex and Ajay to the stage. They're going to talk to each other about this, and then I think it's okay if you guys take questions if you have time. Yeah, just keep looking at me for.
We've never done that before.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you for coming.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Yeah, thanks so much for being here. And before we go any further, thanks to our wonderful openers tonight, Elle, the General, Chanel, thank you so much. That was wonderful. We wanted something other than us standing up here, you know, dryly, dustily talking to you for too long. So I think we definitely achieved that.
It's not that we hate academia. We It's just that I hope you'll agree that this is a way more fun way to celebrate a book with all of the community and all of the people who inspired the book in the first place. So thank you to everybody.
And maybe before we go any further, we'd just like to say thank you, of course, to our wonderful friends at Fernwood who made this book possible, who pushed us to do it, who've supported Safe Space for White Questions from the very beginning, basically. Because we were so helpless.
Maybe we should tell them just briefly about how that all went down, huh?
Sure.
Oh, you want? Okay, yeah.
No, that was your suggestion. You start.
So we started using the, I don't know, whatever Dalhousie University's tech was all about. And Fernwood was watching along, and they were like, wow, these guys have no idea what they're doing.
Lost.
Totally lost. So they jumped in, Fazila in particular, and then Fernwood behind her jumped in and decided to actually turn it into like a show worth watching. And we happily obliged. And what was it? Maybe 2 seasons in. What you did the actual social science analysis there. What happened then?
Well, we started to have we started to see some repetition in the questions we were getting. And once again, some of our good friends, our viewers, our good, fellow journey people, our friends at Fernwood said, maybe you want to put this into a book. And so we did, with, again, a great deal of help from lots of folks, people willing to do transcripts of different episodes, work with us on the wonderful design of this book, which we have to acknowledge. It's beautiful.
But I kid you not, the reason why we said yes is when it became clear that the introduction to this book could be called For Fuck's Sake.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, yeah, why don't we read a bit of the book?
Sure, yeah. Well, I think, first, aren't we supposed to, though? Didn't we promise we were going to say one thing each?
Shit, yeah.
That was particularly, striking, weird, interesting, fun.
That's right.
About the book, the process, or the project.
And you're clearly going to start.
Yeah, I'm clearly going to go first. Well, I'll start mushily and just say this is one of the best projects I've had the opportunity to be involved in, and it's because of the wonderful folks who are involved with it. It got started over, we were drinking, I think it was green tea while we were meditating, right?
Clearly.
We were drinking some beers and talking about how wild and wacky the world is these days and wondering what we could do about it. And out of that came a really interesting project that I've been thoroughly amazed to be involved in. If it hasn't always been a rousing success, it feels like we're contributing to something, and it feels like we got in touch with folks. And even if we drove them crazy because they didn't agree with us, at least we got them talking and thinking, and it's been a great privilege. And it's a lot of fun to work with people you love. And I think this project comes into the world for me as an act of love for my kids, Indra and Eshen, who are somewhere up there. And because I don't want them to inherit the world as it is right now, right? We all deserve a better, more just, more liberated world. And this is our, very humble contribution to that. So that's my thing.
I thought I'd have more time to think about my thing. I thought maybe you would read the other thing before I talked about the thing, but
No.
I think especially what can I add to what Alex said? I just wanted to add a little bit of context about how because I'm a historian of 19th century Sri Lanka by training, right? This is technically not in my wheelhouse, but I happen to have the skin that I have. And when I landed in Chibuktuk in 2016, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but Masuma in particular was one of my students. And when I saw the absolute institutional and national bullshit that Masuma Khan went through as a result of saying things that were correct and true, things that today we just put in a land acknowledgement, but Masuma had the courage to say, as an undergraduate student in my department, that people would put her up on national radio and white people would tear her down for that shit. That really pissed me off. And all of this work on racial justice and combating structural white supremacy has that starting point in seeing the shit that Masuma went through. So in many ways, like, to see General Khan take the stage tonight at this book launch was a particular honor, and I would probably leave it at that and turn it back to you, Alex.
All right, so Ajay and I have each picked collaboratively this morning short sections that we want to read. So we're not going to belabor this too much, but the book, we had fun writing it. We had fun reading it into audiobook form together, which was a total blast. Yeah. And so we're going to do another reading for you folks right now. And it's just short. We'll take about 5 minutes each, and then we'll take some questions. People don't transmit identities, values, or histories through their genetics. That comes from the intergenerational care work that they do in their kin relations. Whether conscious of this or not, they are constantly making choices about what's important to them, what they want to pass on to those who come after, what they wish they could leave behind, and what makes them who they are. Humans do this in every intimate relationship they have, but it's often much more clearly visible for those who come from different cultural or racialized backgrounds. In Safe Space for White Questions, we often get questions from folks who are worried about losing their culture because they are in a relationship with someone from another cultural group. The stakes increase when kids come into the picture. Does this mean so-called mixed race or intercultural relationships are more fraught with difficulties than homogenous ones? In today's world, the answer certainly seems to be yes, but that's only because of the way race has become weaponized in the service of oppression and exploitation. Let's explore this through another example close to home. Alex identifies as an ambiguously racialized person. Yeah, I like that. I thought I was white for the longest time, you know? Now you made me miss my spot. His father, from Burma, was quite dark-skinned and came to Canada by a circuitous route in his early adulthood. Alex's mother was born in Latvia, one of the Baltic states near Russia, and came to Canada in her teenage years, also by a circuitous route. Both were escaping insecurity and violence, not migrating by choice. They met in Toronto and ended up getting married and having a couple of kids. Because they came from very different cultural backgrounds, they decided that Alex and his sister would be raised to fit into Canadian society as mostly white-passing people. As a consequence of being raised in what Alex describes as a quintessentially multicultural Canadian fashion, where diversity is celebrated superficially and only so long as it does not challenge or interfere with white supremacy, he's eternally disappointing people who are curious about his last name and family history. He doesn't know much because his parents simply didn't want to talk about most of it. This is to say nothing of the parade of much more conflictual moments where he and his sister were told they were exotic interlopers rather than authentic white Canadians. It's deeply unsettling to be raised to fit into a white-dominated society, to learn to navigate the world according to its cultural codes, only to be confronted with still not quite fitting. Being raised to identify with the dominant cultural coordinates of a white supremacist, settler colonial society did not give Alex or his sister full membership in a white-dominated society that sees them as not quite white. Every society exerts a cultural gravitational pull on its members, which is why society is more than just the sum of all our individual lives and actions. This is no more or less true for children in mixed heritage households, but it can present unique challenges for them. Those who can pass as white may feel pressure to not identify too openly with their racialized heritage. The desire to fit in, to belong, to feel at home, to not be too different or different in the wrong way, to not be identified as an other is powerful at any time. It is especially so in a world shaped by vast and growing inequality, endless war, militarized borders, and predatory capitalist maldevelopment. Ultimately, every person needs to find their own way in the world, a task made much easier with the care, understanding, and support of kin. though it is understandably important for elders to see their cultural practices, identities, stories, and values carried forward, youth are not merely vehicles for their legacies. Caregivers need to acknowledge the complicated feelings of ambiguously racialized youth in a structurally white supremacist society. The resting face of Canadian society is white supremacist. We mean this empirically, not moralistically. As a fragment of Western European empire building founded on the displacement, dispossession, and genocide of Indigenous peoples, Canada is a white supremacist state. Settler colonial institutions based on Western European ones, parliaments, courts, schools, police, etc., set the baseline for authority and legitimacy. Settler colonial legal systems assert their right to adjudicate claims made against the settler colonial state by Indigenous peoples, whose existence on these territories vastly predates that state. The same state simultaneously asserts the right to adjudicate what other newcomers are allowed into these territories, discriminating against the racialized and the poor in every iteration of its immigration system. Canadian society is not some kind of neutral space where everyone is free to be who they are. It's a product of the power dynamics that brought it into being. Canadians cannot escape this legacy without facing up to it.
Thanks for that, my brother. So this one, I'm going to read the... No, that's not what I'm going to read, sorry. I'm on the wrong chapter. Here we go. Yeah. So Masuma's going to drop an album talking about white supremacy in the workplace, so I thought maybe I would read a little bit about something like that too, if I could find it. Hey, Fazila, do you remember what chapter that was? 96, thank you. That's the number of the page I was thinking of. There we go. Okay, so this is the starting part of the chapter called How Can I Be an Anti-Racist in My Everyday Life? Once upon a time, Yaja was a federal public servant in a mythical land let's call Adanak. He was told by a superior during a research meeting that the surefire way to prevent the smuggling of illegal goods at the land border was to search trucks driven by South Asians. Yaja chuckled at first, thinking this was just another racist microaggression masquerading as a joke. But Boss Man was adamant. As the argument heated up, Yaja frustratedly said, "You can't write a turban hunt into federal law." Boss Man was incensed at the thinly veiled suggestion that singling out truckers by race could be seen as racist. From his perspective, the idea came from a career of observation and experience. That he and his mostly white colleagues might be racially profiling people at the border was a novel and most unwelcome insight. We start this chapter with Yaja's story not because of Boss Man's behavior, but because of what was happening in the background. This was a team-based research policy meeting related to international border security. As Yaja relays the story to us, when things got heated, not a single colleague in the room spoke up. They shuffled papers, looked at their shoes. There were no smartphones. They exchanged worried glances. Later at the photocopier, they confided in Yaja. They respected that he had stood up against what was obviously racism, but for one reason or another, they couldn't risk saying anything. Yaja resigned from the public service shortly after, thinking in his youthful naivete that problems of this nature were unique to government work. Some of you have experience. He has since found similar, albeit less dramatic, everyday instances of structural oppression in all forms of work he's engaged in. White people often ask for guidance about what it takes to be an anti-racist in their everyday lives. It's a great question to get because to pose the question in this way implies that the person asking understands that when society is organized by racism, there's no scenario in which one can simply be non-racist. We discussed problems associated with binary thinking in previous chapters, but one of the few areas where it makes sense is in deciding to be racist or anti-racist. As anti-racist historian Ibram X. Kendi tweeted in 2019, "Racism is death. Anti-racism is life. Life and death are very big issues, and for white people looking to dip a toe into anti-racist organizing, there are lots of small steps and everyday practices you can put in place to help you on your path towards dismantling racism. We dedicate this chapter to sharing our best practices, but readers should know lots of writers across various racial backgrounds have shared their stories and best practices for committing to anti-racism. I won't read you the footnote, but it's a really big footnote. So here's what works for us. Embracing discomfort. People are naturally wired to avoid things that hurt them or make them feel uncomfortable. Discomfort is an important feeling, and when you approach it with curiosity and willingness to educate yourself, it is the basis upon which all other forms of learning can take place. Try to develop a habit of dwelling in discomfort. Read books and novels written by racialized people about their experiences and dedicate some time each day or once a week to reflect on what you're learning. This could take the form of just thinking things through in your head before you go to bed, or maybe you prefer to keep a journal or mull things over during a 15-minute walk with a stoic dog. Never underestimate the therapeutic value of long conversations with dogs. It's really in there. The point is to begin to notice when you feel uncomfortable with the topics of race and racism, and then consciously choose to remain uncomfortable, rather than leave the stress-inducing situation. Feeling guilty or choosing to be silent, like Yaja's colleagues, in a stressful situation related to racism are manifestations of what white scholar Robin DiAngelo has famously described as white fragility. Lots of racialized scholars have described this phenomena in different ways, but many white people have been extremely open to hearing this message told through the narrative that DiAngelo offers. And then we cite all the non-white people who talked about it. To be sure, white writers are afforded more space and attention than racialized ones saying the same things, but both of us find DiAngelo's work to be useful because it helps white people get a foot in the door of thinking about racial justice and injustice. So read DiAngelo's work, but make sure you read lots of work by non-white experts on race and racism too. Break the inertia of racism. Once you've done some reading and introspection, your confidence, or at least your curiosity, will grow as well. Look for racism in your everyday life. We don't mean neo-Nazis marching in the street. Canada does have a large and growing problem with fascists and far-right white, that's hard to say together, far-right white supremacists and open Nazis. Despite mainstream media's astonishment about this, the country has always had this problem. But most folks are not going to be the ones tasked with fighting violent white supremacists of this nature. So paying too much attention to smaller groups of openly racist people only serves the purpose of lulling the public into a false sense that they live in a non-racist society. Most racism is subtler. You may not find yourself in a situation as dramatic as Yaja's, but we promise you that there are examples of everyday structural racism happening at your place of employment right now. Behind you! It's in there, I promise. It's right there. Sometimes these are subtle, and the subtlety is often grounded in actions that people feel they have no control over. The philosopher Jacques Rancière says that true democratic politics happens not necessarily through movement, but through stoppages. When the forces of society notice people are shocked en masse by something outrageous, they usher people along, saying, "Move on, there's nothing to see here." But those who refuse to move along, who stand in place and force a break in the inertia of normal society, are the ones enacting politics by forcing others to pay attention to precisely that which they do not wish to see. Try this at work, at the dinner table, or maybe on the bus. For example, we know someone who was the only South Asian person in their workplace, and a colleague insisted on asking them questions about turmeric every day. Every damn day. As people of South Asian descent, or ambiguous South Asian descent, we understand that many white people are coming around to what our ancestors understood to be medicine and food, and generally we're quite happy to have a conversation about turmeric. Find me after the show about turmeric. The concern at our friend's workplace was the frequency with which this conversation emerged, which should have prompted another white colleague to take the turmeric sleuth aside and say, "Listen, pal, you can find lots of information about turmeric on the old internets. The turmeric sleuth likely did not see themselves as being engaged in any form of racism. After all, they were appreciating what they saw as a cultural characteristic of the South Asian region. But they were reducing their South Asian colleague to one part of that person's identity, while acting as though they were entitled to turmeric secrets from their colleague, who, let's be honest, was probably just trying to finish their report and get the heck out of Dodge to go rock climbing or learn about ethnic foods like hot dogs. A useful intervention in this ordinary, everyday example of racism could take the form of another white person stepping in to do some gentle education with the white colleague, saving the racialized person from the daily microaggressions. Thank you. So having no idea what the time is or the schedule, I'm going to say we can take a couple of questions if anybody's got some.
It's 8:30.
8:30 is a good time.
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody got any, like, so we didn't actually say, but this kind of thing started by the YouTube show where white people would just ask us questions, and then we would, without any guidance or like previous knowledge of said questions, answer the question. We still got the YouTube channel, yeah. It's what's it called?
Fernwood's.
Fern-
It's Fernwood's
Fernwood
YouTube channel.
Publishing, yeah.
But our playlist containing all, what, 18?
18,
episodes?
19 episodes, yeah.
So far, you can find our playlist on there and avail yourself of any one of those, or all of them, if you have like a ton of time to kill.
And you can just click, like, so you can see every question that was asked and just
Yeah.
click it. It'll take you directly to the answer, so you don't have to waste time with us bantering back and forth.
Yeah, no, you totally cut all that nonsense out and
Yeah,
get to the
right to the
get to
point.
the meat. Oh, there absolutely is going to be a third season.
Exactly what
Yeah,
I was
it's
going
the
to
most
say.
expensive show on YouTube now. It's
But we've been toying with maybe TikTok or like another platform, you know, like, yeah, maybe. So you're definitely going to see more of us. We're just not entirely sure of how, but
yeah, we just have to get my kids to explain TikTok to both of
Yeah.
us.
and
We'll be
then
right
we'll
on
be
it
there.
after that.
Any other questions? Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, that's a great question. I mean, you know, we certainly, the book is aimed at, I mean, most broadly, I suppose, well-intentioned white people who are looking to understand and practice anti-racism. But it's also aimed at, you know, racialized folks who are tired of answering the same questions over and over again. So, you know, they can hand this to their well-intentioned white friends instead. You know, it's obviously aimed as a broadside against the Tucker Carlsons, et cetera, of the world, who we hope read it and denounce us proactively. I believe we've already been denounced on Twitter.
Right? Yeah, we've definitely filtered in, like significant portions of the book are also, of course, written with people of color in mind. And in particular, the concluding chapter is called The Race Card. Has any person of color been accused of playing the quote-unquote race card? Yeah. So the conclusion that brings it kind of all together really picks up on the theme of the so-called race card and basically just kind of argues that nobody's playing cards with race. Anyway, yeah, there's lots in there, I think, for people who aren't white, and it's a little bit like a choose-your-own-adventure. So it's written so that, you know, if you're like a white person who's maybe never thought about this and you read Jordan Peterson for some reason, there's an entry point for you there too. But if, you know, like you're somebody who's been thinking about this and is critical already, there's an entry point for you if you're not white and you're just tired. You can like throw the intention is, the original idea was to write a book that was brick shaped so that you could throw it. But then we thought people wouldn't read that many pages, so we wrote a really little one for you instead.
Yeah, much more lean.
You can find us on the Fernwood Publishing YouTube channel, or you can just Google our names. Yeah. Right, and you have all of them archived there with the transcripts. Martha, was your question? No worries. in-laws, the in-law questions, maybe.
The episode about love and intimate relationships was definitely the most challenging, probably, because it forced us to be really really personal, and people ask questions that really matter to them. It's I don't know, my favorite question. Oh, that's a tough one.
There's a lot of good questions. The in-law questions, I feel so. We did a whole February issue, maybe a year or two ago, all about radical love, and I think it took us all off guard because the questions were just so damn genuine, and people were asking really difficult questions about things that everybody experiences with in-law relations, right? And our whole thing with the show is we refuse to actually review questions ahead of time. It's part of the kind of self-care aspect of doing work like this. So yeah, it kind of we had some pretty funny reactions, I think. So if you're looking to see us goof up a bunch, that would be a good episode to stream.
Yeah, that's a good episode, for sure.
But also, was it some of the best questions or some of the hardest questions? Yeah. I mean, we did, so you'll see if you check out the show, we've done themed issues, right? So we did themed issues around anti-Black racism, around Cancel Canada Day, around radical love. What were some of the others?
There was one we did about anti-Asian, the
Anti-Asian.
rise in anti-Asian hate crimes in relation to COVID, and yeah.
So they, obviously when we announce ahead of time that we're doing a theme, it kind of focuses people's attention on that. We try to respond to what's happening in the news, but we generally do the show just once a month. So we're not probably not TikTok material just yet. But yeah.
I'm still mulling this. So this is such a good question. I mean, I can think of lots of questions that drove me kind of up the wall, of course. Out of the two of us, AJ is the diplomat and the nice one. I'm a little bit more caustic. That question about that loaded question about the Haitian Revolution drove me up the wall.
Oh, yeah. If you want to see Alex Blow's top, there's a question about the Haitian Revolution, and
where some
it was hard to walk it back after that.
Cut and paste from Wikipedia and called the Haitian Revolution a crime against humanity or an atrocity or something.
When of course it was one of the greatest acts of freedom in the modern world, the quote unquote modern world.
So I was not. It was not such a safe space. Yeah. But
sometimes the safety of the space
I stand
gets
behind that answer.
Yeah. Any other kind of fleeting questions? Oh, a bloopers reel. So we actually kind of mused about the idea of wouldn't it be fun? So to give you a window into what happens on the back end here, right? So people will submit a question to a Google form. It then goes to someone at Fernwood who then copies it out of that form, drops it into another Google Drive that Alex and I can both look at live. But a lot of the questions that get asked, we don't have time to answer them all. So we have quite a cache of unanswered questions that span from indictments of our personalities to... So we thought about having a few soda pops, maybe, and then recording what an unsafe response might look like.
We'll read some of those questions.
Yeah, so maybe it's in the works. Well, I think that's probably all we need to say, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming.
Well, maybe one last thing. I mean, we really do need to go out of our way, and I thank people by name too. So,
okay.
A lot of people made this book possible, but I personally want to thank, one of the people who really dragged this process and stuck with us, and Fazila Jiwa has been an absolute powerhouse. Been so patient with us and supported this project from the beginning. I want to thank my partner Candida Hadley, who is always behind the scenes with me on this, always talking with me about these things. Has no interest in doing something like this, but is so critical to it. I mean, the wonderful folks, Sana, Anu at Fernwood, so many good folks pulling this book in the right direction, making it happen. It's been a real blessing to work with them.
I don't have anything to add. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. I just wanted to say that they're being very polite. I was actually behind the scenes going, this is really annoying. Why do you keep getting the same questions? And they really generously were like, actually, repetition is the basis of learning, and this is the reason why this book exists. So thank you for being so generous and for taking the time. And we hope to see more of you. Thanks everybody for coming. We're going to just have some time to hang out with each other, grab a drink if you like, and Ajay and Alex will be doing some signings over here. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Success is the product of the same system that let off Darren Wilson guilty. We want to dress like, walk like, talk like, dance like, yet we just stand by. We take all we want from black culture